G'day, welcome to the show. Soul Covers here. It is, what day is it? Sunday, 22nd of June. Let's have a quick look back at our results since we last recorded. God, these times where I don't record for like 2, 3 days, like I've just got so many bets I have to revisit, look back. And yeah, since we last recorded, we did not go on a good stretch. Going 4 and 5, minus 3.2 units, still doing very well for the month of June, going plus 5.5 units. Still doing very well since we started recording on YouTube. We have 7 bets locked in as of right now. 1 bet in game 7, which is still available, still actionable, which I would go tail once I get into it. So make sure you like the video, comment, subscribe, stick around for the WNBA bets as well. Have a lot of good positions there. We've got 6 bets locked in, and as you can see on my screen, I have lots of bets played over the last 3 days in the WNBA. Just going to quickly go through them. We played quite a few middles, and that's what I love about these WNBA markets. Like, there's some soft markets that you can get some good numbers on. Yeah, so most of the middles where we did tilt ourselves in one direction, we ended up getting burnt in the Liberty and Mercury. That game goes way over. We were playing towards the under. The first play that I originated solely based on my numbers and my own research was the under between the Storm and the Aces. We went 1.5 units on that, and yeah, like that total closes at 160.5. So we're sitting on some great tickets with the 164, 163 under, and that game goes way over. We guessed correctly that Asia Wilson was going to return for that one, but yeah, it goes way over. We had a middle between the Mystics and the Dream. We were tilted towards the Dream, and the Dream closed as like 9.5, 10-point favorites. Looks good the entire game, and then Mystics ended up losing by 1, brought it back. And yesterday we had the Mercury -8 and the Sky +10. Again, just a great middle to be sitting on. And we ended up winning that. We were 2 units on the Mercury -2 and 1 unit on the Sky +10, all -110 odds. So we'll continue to play these middles as long as we hit 1 out of every 10 to 15. It's going to be profitable for us because it's just such low risk. Basically doing 20 to 1 long shots. So let's have a look at Game 7 in the NBA Finals. I don't know about you, but I am fucking excited for this. This is going to be an awesome game to watch. We have the Thunder hosting the Pacers, 3-3. Spread, very interesting movement here. So we saw this spread, and we saw it open at around 9, and it is now at 7. So waves and waves of Pacers action coming into the market. You see this spread starting to tighten as we get to this Game 7. Completely understandable. I mean, my numbers have liked the Pacers this entire series, and I did not jump on them at 9. I just thought, hey, like OKC at home in these finals, it has been a 9, 9.5. That's the price for OKC. So I didn't go and play it straight away. Now, yeah, now we see it at 7. So where is my action on the spread? I do not have anything here on the side. I'm still riding my futures exacta that I bet before the conference finals. OKC over Pacers, got that at plus 260. So we're sitting very nice with that. As for what you can do now, Game 7, it's tough to bet into this now. Like, you're Pacers +9, that would have been a great ticket, but obviously that has vanished. I would say, yeah, OKC money line, OKC first half, those are your best angles there. I don't really want to lay this many points in a Game 7. Looking at the spread, looking at the total, we saw this total open very low, so like these OKC Pacers totals, they've been getting priced like 220, 224. Like at the start of the series, it was like 227, 228. And yeah, here we see this opening total of 213. Game 7 tax being priced in completely. And look, I think it's gone too far. I just think it's gone way too far. And look, I understand it, like I get it. It's game 7 of the finals, like it's going to be a low scoring, ugly game. I just think it's gone too far. And because of that, we are on the over. I picked up an over 214.5. Got that down. Sorry, over 214. Got that for 3 units. Here we see Bet365 at 215. We see there are some 214.5s in the market. So look, I'm jumping in front of a train here. Game 7s in the conference finals and NBA finals, the under is 22-2. 22-2, and we're playing the over. We are jumping in front of that train, but look, like I've adjusted my total down to account for a game 7. I've done my best to push it down and down. I just can't get anywhere near this 214, 215. So look, I still like the over at 214.5. That is the best available price. In terms of the market movement, we did see the sharp books open at 215.5, got as low as 214, now back up to 214.5, 215. So in terms of the market, it has been a bit of an up and down affair. But yeah, we like the over. This game 7 trend is being fully priced in. We've seen this like this is 7 points lower than any of the previous games. Like it's just a bit excessive for me. Let's just have a look at all of the games in this series. What have the totals been? What have the closing totals been? Because I know they've just been a lot higher than this. So Game 6, 223. Game 5, 227. Game 4, 226. Game 3, 228. Game 2, 229. We're 10 points lower from game 2. So I'm on the over. You can go grab that as well. 214.5 available at FanDuel, DraftKings. Lots of shops have it available.
One pair of pants later.
Okay, first game on the card is the Chicago Sky playing in Atlanta against the Dream. We got the Sky coming in off a back-to-back. They just lost to the Mercury last night, now in a travel spot going to Atlanta. Atlanta coming off a narrow win against the Mystics where they won, but they did not cover. Here we see a very long spread, opened at 15.5, now up to 16.5. We've just seen the entire board move to 16.5, including Bookmaker now up to 17. As I've discussed in earlier episodes, these back-to-back spots actually favor both the over and they favor the team that is not rested. So I have commented on the fact that the back-to-back angle is getting overpriced. So in these back-to-back spots, you may want to look to back these teams that are coming in off no rest. But am I looking to take the Chicago Sky? Not really. My numbers got this at Dream minus 17, basically minus 18. So yeah, look, with these like bottom dwelling teams such as the Sky, the Sun, like I do want to find spots to back them because these numbers are just getting longer and longer. And we see that teams playing with no rest are 60% against the spread over the last 2 and a bit seasons. The over is also 58%. So those are the spots that you're going to want to be looking towards in these back-to-back spots. Me personally, my numbers just can't get there on either the sky or the over, so I have nothing on this game, and let's move on to the Dallas Wings playing in Washington against the Mystics. This one, we saw the spread open at 3. It is now at 4.5. Best available price. Maybe I think there's a 4. Yeah, FanDuel's got a 4, so not a bad spot to jump in on the Mystics here. We see Circa at 5, Bookmaker at 5. That's actually not a bad spot. We got the Mystics, who are very good against the spread this season. That's actually, if I see Pinnacle if Pinnacle's at 5 as well, I may have to jump in on the Mystics -4. We may get a mid-show bet. Pinnacle's at Mystics -4.5, so might just wait on it for now. We do see some of these sharp books moving towards 5. My numbers have this at Mystics -3.5, so not quite there, but 4 not far off it. And considering the sharpest books are at 5, that is a spot where you could look to get some closing line value. We continue to close ahead of the market, even though the results over the last 3 days haven't really been there. One bet that I have already placed is the over. I got the over at 164.5. Now sitting at 167. That is a great ticket. We see we see Circa 168. We see Bookmaker at 167. What is the best available price? You know, I'm not opposed to, if you got Bet Rivers or Tab Touch in Australia, I would not be opposed to a 166 over. That's available. Sport Interaction if you're in Canada, I believe. But yeah, we see most of them. Yeah, even here might not be a bad look. This is 167, so I don't mind. Get the best available price. This market is continuing to move up, and we have Dallas, who are one of the worst defenses in the league. They're also one of the fastest paced teams in the league, as are the Mystics. So I do like the over here at 166. I'm holding 164.5. Make sure you go follow me on Twitter. Get these bets as I place them. Mystics -4, also a spot I may be looking to add to the card. Next, we have this will be a great game. We have the Fever and the Aces. Fever coming off an upset loss in Golden State against the Valkyrie. They just seem to be hovering machines, just sneaking up on everyone. So Fever looking to bounce back here in this spot. We have the Aces. Asia Wilson is now back. Yeah, my numbers are projecting value on the Fever. I got them at Fever -6. So I can only look to back the Fever here. In terms of the market, it has just been bouncing up and down, up and down. We saw the sharp books open at 2, now at 1 here. We saw the recreational books open at -1, go to -1.5, now back at 1. We see Bet Online now at a pick'em. So this market is looking like an Aces market early on. So I don't want to jump in front of that. Instead, where I have made a bet is on the under. So this total opened at 167.5. Just a crazy high total it opened at. And it climbed. It climbed up as high as 172.5. Got as high as 172.5, now at 171.5. Has started to creep down a bit. Looks like 172.5 was that resistance point. We have played the under at 172. Let's have a look at best available price for the total, and you can get yeah, it's 171.5 is the best available price. Look, I'll leave it with you whether you want to play that. My numbers have this well well below what the total is, but these fever, my fever numbers, obviously part of them do account for Caitlin Clark being out of the lineup. They play a lot faster. They're a lot better offensively with her in the lineup, but we're on the fever. The under. We expect a much better defensive effort out of them after giving up way too many points to the Valkyrie. The Aces need to turn it around as well. So we like the under here in this one. Next, we have the Storm and the Liberty. Liberty coming off a loss to the Phoenix Mercury. Storm coming off a win against the Aces, playing in Seattle. Jonquel Jones, starting center for the Liberty. Defensive presence for the Liberty is out, and she will be out for about 4 to 6 weeks. So, sucks to see that. Let's have a look at this. So, yeah, I got this at Liberty -7. We see the spread open at 4, and it has only gone towards the Storm. We now see it at around, you got it at 2.5 now, so you can get a great price on the Storm. I mean, on the Liberty. Do I want to play into it? Not really. Yeah, we have seen this to be a Storm market, and the Storm have done really well against the spread this year, going 3rd best in the league, so I don't have anything here on the spread. Where I do have a play is on the under here. I picked up an under. What did I get it at? We saw the total open at 164.5, and it got as high as 166. And yeah, I'm playing an under. I got it at 165 or 166. 165.5, somewhere in that range. One thing I do want to point you to is the Liberty coming off a loss over the last season and a bit. The under has been a very profitable trend. Let's have a quick look at that. Obviously, my numbers have this well below the total, and yeah, the under is 10-3 after a loss for the Liberty. So look for them to play a lot better defensively. We have the Storm, who are coming off a few hot shooting games where they've cashed the last 2 overs. They shot really well against the Sparks. They played really well offensively against the Aces. So we're looking for some regression here with the Storm. And yeah, we're playing the under here, 165.5. Let's get to the last game, I believe, on the card. It is the Connecticut Sun playing in Golden State. Definitely don't watch this, but we have this spread opened at 7.5, and we have the total open as high as 158.5. So, looking at the spread, I'm playing a middle. I've got 2 units either side on the Valkyrie -8 and the Sun +9.5. Now sitting at 10, that's not a bad middle to have. We have been tracking key numbers in the WNBA, and 9 is one of the most common, is like a top 3 most common outcome over the last 4 seasons in the WNBA. So we're looking to cash this middle, land on the 9. Even though my numbers have this at Valkyrie -15, I'm still surprised to see this spread go all the way out to 10 from 7.5. Now, part of that is Marina Mabrey will be out for this one with a leg injury. She's one of the best players for the Connecticut Sun. They do not have much offensively outside of her, so let's have a look at the best available price here for the Valkyrie. There is a 9.5 available. Yeah, it looks like 9.5 is the best price you can get on the Valkyrie. I wouldn't go rushing to play it. All the sharp sports books are at 9.5 as well, so you're not going to be beating them if you go ahead and take it. Looking at the total, yeah, we saw it open at 158.5, now 154.5. and I was late to the party looking towards the under. I ended up picking up an under 155.5, so we missed the best of this, but still holding a good ticket, at least 1 point of closing line value here. In terms of the market, the entire market is at 154.5, 155. So I'll leave it with you. I think, sure, you can look towards playing the under. Marina Mabry, she's an offensive player for the Sun. Looking at the sharp books now, we've got 155, 154.5. So you're not really going to be beating them on this. So no rush to go and back the under here in this spot. Let's have a look at our best bets. We've got a lot of them so far. So where are we? Here we go. All right, so best bets. Game 7 over 214. That one is still available. You can still go grab an over 214.5. Don't be scared. The public's gonna be all over the under here. We're gonna go the other way and play the over. I just think this game 7 is being taxed way too much. None of these totals have even sniffed 214. Like, this is 7 points lower than any other total in this series. That's just too much in my opinion. These teams played way too fast for that. We're also on the over between the Mystics and the Wings. That is our best ticket in terms of closing line value right now. That total is priced out now at 167. We also have the under between the Aces and the Fever. I'm going to change that because it's actually 172. We're also on the under between the Liberty and the Storm. We're also tracking a bit of movement in that total towards the under as of recording. We're also playing a middle between the Valkyrie and the Connecticut Sun. Not much you can really get from that spread now at 10. We're also playing the under in that game at 155. So looking at my card, all 7 bets, and 6 of them are at least marginally ahead of the market. The only one that isn't is the Connecticut Sun plus 9.5, but we're sitting on a plus EV middle there nonetheless, going over that key number of 9. So looking for a bounce back. We got lots of action right now, a few spots that are still actionable. I may look to take the Mystics -4, but until next time, let's get the books salty.